What's going on, guys? This is Gainz Gaming. Today we are talking about 5 things that you absolutely need to stop doing in Rise of Kingdoms in 2025 if you want to progress your account and get better at the game. Now, these are in no particular order. These are just 5 things that I'm like, if you are doing this, you need to stop doing it because it's not doing you any good and it's actually hurting your account. So the first thing that you need to stop doing is letting your AP fill up. I can't tell you how many times someone will ask me like, what can I do to improve my account? They send me a screenshot of their account and their AP bar is filled all the way up. I'm like, okay, well, first of all, you're not using your AP. You're like, oh yeah, I don't really use it that much. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you not using your AP? That's like the easiest way to get free value because it's free. You just have to wait for it to fill up. And if it fills up to 1850 for me, like I don't get any more. I have to use it for myself to get more of it. You can see I recover 1 point every 23 seconds. Now, this actually segues into my second thing you need to stop doing, which is utilizing runes and titles. Now, the reason why I bring up runes is because I actually have a rune march right now walking to a rune of Stethia. I believe that's how you say that, but it's going to increase my action point recovery by 10%. So that's going to increase the AP I'm going to be gaining over time. So that way, over the next 4 hours, I'm going to be getting much more AP. So that way it fills up faster and I can get free AP essentially. So utilizing the runes, utilizing your AP is very, very important because you're getting free value. You're hitting Barbarian forts, you're hitting Barbarians. It's just free value. And especially if you're doing Barbarian forts, you're not only benefiting yourself, but you're benefiting your alliance as well, opening these chests and opening up the alliance chest to get resources, to get speed ups for everybody in the alliance. So you want to make sure you are being active on your account, actually utilizing the AP that you get on your account every single day, because it's super, super easy. Like you can send out Barbarians or you can send out troops to kill Barbarians in like 5 minutes and you're done for the day. Or you can do a couple Barbarian forts and you're done for the day again. So, getting AP recovery as well from these Barbarian forts is huge. We'll talk more about that later in the video. But utilizing your AP, it is so easy, but so many people overlook it. Now, again, like I said, utilizing the runes, that is something that I never see people do really. Like people forget that these are all over the map and you can get a ton of really good value. If you're in a really good kingdom that actually marks these, it's very, very nice. Like gathering speed plus 10%, resource production plus 15%. So being able to do these, like that gives you a lot of free value too. And like for this 8 hours of extra resource production, if you're about to go to work, go collect this rune. That's honestly going to do you almost just as much good as going and gathering a resource point. But getting this before you leave or before you go to bed or whatever, for the next 8 hours, you're getting 15% more resources from your resource production. So that's huge. Or if you're in the pit and you want 10% gathering speed, or if there's a 15% gold gathering speed, that could be huge as well and increase the amount of resources you are gathering. So utilizing the runes, and also this is huge as well. A lot of kingdoms had bots to do their titles, but now there's actually a built-in bot into every single kingdom where you can actually come into here and you can request whatever title you want. So if you want Justice, you can request it. If you want Duke, you can just go into here and you can request a 5-minute time slot. Your kingdom can turn this off and make it manual again, but most kingdoms are going to keep that on all the time. You can just go in there and be like, hey, I want Duke. And within 2 minutes, you'll have Duke. So if you're going to be training, like save 5%, save 5% of time on your training. That can add up a lot over the course of time, especially if there is an event. Now that brings us to number 3, which is missing easy events. The number one thing I see people missing is your daily objectives. You should be able to finish this within 2 to 3 minutes of logging in after reset. This is so easy to finish up. And I really don't understand how people don't finish it. I can finish on almost all my farms every single day without really even trying. And that's going to get you 100 gems a day, gold key, crystal key, challenge ticket, magic chest. Like there's so many great things in here. You also get materials, you also get AP, healing speed ups. Like, yeah, it's a small amount of stuff, but it adds up over the course of time. If you do this every single day, for the course of a year, that adds up substantially. And I make videos opening up my magic chest. Like this is 76 days worth of magic chests. If you watch any of my opening all my chest videos, you will see you actually can get pretty good stuff in the magic chest. So you want to make sure you're utilizing that and actually doing your daily objectives because it's super easy and so many people just don't do it. Now, a couple other events that are actually going on right now that a lot of people just don't do. Number one is Britain, and sometimes they change the name of this, but it's the one where two of them pop up, and it's gathering food, wood, stone, also 5 million resources on the map, and then spending AP and purchasing items in the courier station. Now, the biggest thing here is purchasing items in the courier station. For this event, I buy anything that costs resources. I don't buy things that cost gems. Typically, there's things I don't buy from resources in the courier station. So for example, if there's like building speed ups or like a 24-hour gathering speed boost, because I have so many of these already, I don't buy those usually. But if this event is in cycle, I do buy them because you can get 500 AP and you can rack these up. So for me, that's definitely worth it if you want the AP, which if you're using the AP like you should be, that is worth it. So, actually just getting the courier station purchases, it's pretty easy to get them, and you can get 500 AP, which is a pretty good value. The resources, I usually don't gather a whole lot of wood because I just have so much. But for this event, the 60-minute speed up is great, but the better reward is actually getting these, because every time you complete these, you get one of these other items. This is black tea for this event, and you can come in here and you can exchange it. So I always max out the sovereign keys, and then I go ahead and I max out the 60-minute speedups. If you're somebody that does not have the gathering commanders all expertise, you can invest into the commander sculpture chest and get your Cleopatra, Seondeok, and Eshida expertise. Also, you can look into the random armament chest. Sometimes I do buy these as well, or I will buy the ticket. Because the ticket, you can actually get crystal keys, and then you can also get speed ups and resources. But with this one, you could get really, really lucky and get a legendary armament. Very, very slim, but the odds are still there. So those are two other things you could look into if you don't want to get speed ups. So that event is super easy to do. Like, you could log on after reset or before bed, and you can just go send out one gatherer for stone, one gatherer for wood, one gatherer for food, one gatherer for your pit, and then another one for gold. Like, just one of each essentially, and your pit, you'll get all these completed at the same time. So it's super easy now because pretty much all of the resources in zone 3 will actually get you completed every single time with the resource boost that you have on your gathering commanders. So it makes it really, really easy to finish this. First, before, it might have taken you 2 gathering attempts to finish it. Now it is extremely easy. And since it's here, I'll talk about it. These holiday events, like, yeah, they're not amazing value, but you actually can get some decent stuff on here. I already maxed these out, but this was 30 hours worth of training and 30 hours worth of healing speedups. And then additionally, you could have 15 of each of these resources. So I've almost bought out the gold already, but this one is super easy. Like, there's just a couple different things that you have to do every single day. So 40 alliance donations, which you should be doing. Defeating barbarians 20 times, which is super easy. Gathering resources on the map 5 times, extremely easy. And just logging in. These are like, this is kind of bare minimum of what you're doing every day anyway. You can just go in here and you use the lights and you just click this and boom, you get stuff here, and you come in the shop and you're like, okay, yep, I want gold. There you go. And now I'm going to want food. And there you go. Super, super easy. So there's some decent stuff in here. If you need tomes of knowledge, if you're early in the game, that's great. If you need stars, great. For me, I don't need either. So I'm just going for the speed ups and the resources. But then one more event I want to talk about is Mighty Army, just defeating barbarians and training troops. You can even do T1 troops. If it just says train troops, you can do T1 and it will count for this. So if you just want the crystal key, train some T1 and then upgrade them, because it is worth, this is 5 crystal keys that you can get in the event because it's a 5-day period. So getting those crystal keys is fantastic. Getting 5 crystal keys, I'll take that every single day. All right, coming on to number 4. This one is actually brand new to the game, and this is not healing your hospital. Now, you might be thinking, why on earth would I not heal my hospital? Like, I do Barbarian Fort, I go heal those troops. Why would I save up the hospital and make it so much more expensive and fill up my hospital with troops? Well, first of all, you are lowering your kingdom's power. And if you are in a higher seed kingdom, like myself, trying to keep us out of Imperium, we want to make sure our hospitals are not empty. We want to make sure we are filling up our hospitals. But the other reason, actually the primary reason I was like, I'm not healing my hospital in the off season, is because I don't get anything back when I do this. If I hit heal right now, I get nothing back. But if I wait until we register for KVK and we enter the new map, I get 10% of my resources back. Because in KVK now, all the resources that you spend on healing is then sent back at 10%. So if I just wait a couple weeks to get into KVK, I will get 5.5 million food, 3 million wood, 2.8 million stone, and 3.1 million gold. So that's just an easy way to get resources now. And I don't care about the healing time because it won't be full, because my hospital will actually double by the time I get into KVK. So I'm not worried about the extra capacity that I need. So I'm just going to keep them in here until we get into KVK and enjoy the excess resources. And these are just troops I've used for barbarians and for barbarian forts. So it's just added up over the course of time of our off season, and I just haven't healed it. And that kind of brings me on to my next point, which is doing barbarian forts. So many people are not doing barbarian forts, and you are losing out on so much value. I have made videos on barbarians versus barbarian forts. The important thing to note with that is that it is only worth doing barbarians if you are chaining. If you are doing 5 March barbarians, it is not worth it. It is not worth the extra gems to do the barbarians because it's just not going to be better value. Better value is doing barbarian forts unless you are doing chaining, which if you are not chaining, you should absolutely be doing barbarian forts. It is way easier and it just takes a lot less time. Plus, you get AP that you can go and spend in KVK for crystals, or you can spend them on marauders because marauders are still a great place to spend your AP. So you definitely should still be doing barbarian forts. You should be spending down your AP. You should be doing these events. Like these, I know it sounds like it's like, oh my gosh, this isn't a part-time job. But at the same time, this takes like 5 to 10 minutes a day. And if you're playing Rise of Kingdoms, you're playing more than 5 or 10 minutes a day. So it really is just the bare minimum of just understanding, okay, I got to do this because it's super easy to do and it's going to build me a lot of value. So if you are wondering, why can't I grow my account the right way? Look at these 5 things. Are you doing all 5 of them? And if the answer is no, then you know what you need to work on. If you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like and subscribe down here. Let me know down below what you guys want to see next, and I'll see you guys next time.